From the core of the wild to white fangs, let's travel halfway around the globe to the northern snow-covered land of America that inspired Jack London's most famous pieces of literature, Alaska.
Alaska lies at the extreme northwest of the North American continent, with an area of the 1,723,000 square kilometers. This peninsula is bounded by the Beaufort Sea to the north, Canada-Yukon Territory to the east, the Gulf of Alaska to the south, and the Bering Sea to the west. Alaska is the largest state in the area of the U.S., and the capital is the Juneau, which lies in the southeast region. The highest peak in Alaska as well as in the North America is Denali in the south central Alaska, and the major river system in Alaska is the Yukon, which originates in Canada-Yukon Territory. Because Alaska is bordered by the water on the three sides, it is known for its variable climate. Despite being the largest state by the area in the U.S., the population of the Alaska ranked 48, and it is the most sparsely populated state in the Union. So, aside from the Anchorage, the largest city, there are only two cities with a population of more than 10,000 people, Juneau and Fairbanks.
Transportation in Alaska can be a hassle in the snow-heavy weather. Luckily, communities all around the land have found an alternative way to traverse in the harsh environment. Enter dog mushing.
Mushing is a sport that involves using dogs to transport loads. The French coined the term mushing, but the practice originated in Native American culture. The word mushing comes from the French word marche, which means going or running. Archaeologists have theorized that mushings originated with the Native and Inuit people in the northern regions of Canada. In the 1700s, Russians came ashore in Alaska and they found dogs in the villages. Dogs are used in Alaska, northern Canada, Greenland, and Siberia for centuries. The Russians improved the sled and the dog system, added handlebars to the sled, and then harnessed the dog either in single file or in pairs. During the Alaskan Gold Rush from 1896 to 1899, dog sleds really took center stage as they were essential to transportation in the winter weather. At this time, they also started delivering the mail to Alaska by dog sled, and continued to do so throughout the early 1900s. In 1963, the last dog sled mail delivery team retired, making way for airmail. It was red-headed Lil.
While many breeds can be sled dogs, the most common one you'll see may be the Alaskan Malamute, the Alaskan Husky, the Canadian Eskimo Dog, the Chinook, and the Samoyed. These are just the common breeds that can be used in dog sledging. Therefore, as long as your dog is over 40 pounds and in good general health, there's no reason you can't give these sports a whirl. So what about the role of them in a team? First, we have the lead dogs. One or two lead dogs are at the head of each team. They respond to the musher commands, find and follow the trail, as well as set the pace of the team. Behind the lead dogs are the point dogs. They help set the pace and turn the sled around the corners.
So we dodge the rocks from the sudden slide.
Team dogs provide the horsepower of the team, and they also help turn the sleds. And last but not least, we have wheel dogs. They are placed directly ahead of the sled and tend to be the strongest one on the team. Having gears with you can be the difference between winning and losing, even life and death. So what gears do mushers take with them out on the trail? Firstly, we have to take a dog food cooker. We use alcohol in that cooker to heat snow. Melt snow create water for the dogs and ourselves. We should also carry the food for the dog, an axe, and snowshoes. To stay warm for days in the brutal cold, we use high-quality clothing with top-notch insulation. These garments are specifically customized to fit our need, and they are designed to be lightweight, breathable, quick-drying, which help to reduce the amount of moisture retained. Dog booties. They are a critical item to keep your dog safe and comfortable as they have to run 1,000 miles in 8 or 9 days. The dog coat helps to protect them and hold their body heat, while the back harnesses hug the dogs from the shoulder to the neck and spread the weight over the back, the neck, and the shoulders. The design of dog sleds has undergone significant transformation over time. During the 1800s, sleds were larger as they were used mainly for long-distance travel with huge weights, including children, rather than for leisure activities. The sport of sled racing has led to the evolution of sleds from slow and cumbersome to lightweight and swift. Modern sleds incorporate a variety of material such as plastic, aluminum, and carbon fiber, among others. The runners provide abrasion resistance, which can help to extend the life of a sled. The bed is where you put your gears and rides in there. Those are held up in the air, off the ground, by what is called the stanchions. These are the vertical member of the sled. They come up to attach to what's called the driving bow or the handlebar. The other main component that every sled has to have is what we call a brush bow. So what about stopping? We have the brake bar, and then once we stop, we use the snow hook. The other way that we try to keep the team speed control is by using what's called the drag mat. And every sled design has a tail drag seat with a cooler underneath.
Alaska's dog sledding culture brings great economic benefits. Across Alaska, tours are available year-round, allowing guests to ride in a sled or cart behind the team, or even mushing in their own team. Guided winter backcountry camping is available for the truly adventurous. Through canoe tours, guests will get to experience the history of mushing, race and train dog teams, go for a short ride, and of course, meet the dogs and puppies. When the weather is warm, helicopter rides to glacier camps for a dog sled ride on the glacier snow is truly amazing.
You got it!
At Fairbanks, Yukon Quest International is a rear-route business operation covering 1,000 miles every February.
1,000 miles. From Yukon to Alaska. 11 checkpoints. 26 mushers. 364 sled dogs. Minus 40 degrees. A race against time. Only one winner.
The quest is estimated to have an annual budget of more than $300,000, an economic impact that extends far beyond the race duration. Organizers and operators have played an important role in creating winter jobs and other economic impact. And the more tourists come for a visit, the higher the income for the communities.
Sled dogs have been acclaimed for their heroism, athleticism, and their unconditional affection through numerous books, movies, and other media outlets as Alaskan subculture, man and dog struggle against the wild. From Balto the movie to the core of the wild.
Quebec and mush!
The preceding video closed our share of the Alaska salient features as well as the economic and cultural values of the Alaskan mushing dog. Thank you for watching and wish you have a great day.
Well, it took me some growing
people. Here's to the wild and here's to the free. Here's to my life in a chosen country. Here's to Alaska and me.